Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary, and I'm here to talk about a very new program, one that's not nearly as well developed as the ones you've just heard about. I'd like to start by thanking Nicholas and Irene and Elizabeth for having me, and I'd also like to thank Abbot McCartney, who's on this call, who's our planting trees for special occasions guru here in the Diocese of Washington in the United States. And I believe I see at least two other members, Teresa Hopgood and Rudy Logan, who are on the call today. So I would like to thank all of you and all of them for coming. Saplings for Sacraments came out of, obviously, it was inspired by the Communion Forest, and it was also an early program of our relatively new Creation Care Committee, which was established by our Bishop Mary Sebold, in January of 2022 at our annual convention. And those of us you see on the call are members of that committee. And when Lambeth launched the Communion Forest last year, Abbot asked many of us to attend what I believe was the first webinar. So we did, and out of that came Saplings for Sacraments, and simultaneously Abbot got together and wrote a resolution on planting trees for special occasions, which passed in January at our convention. So you might say that this program here is Saplings for Sacraments is a sapling program or a seed of a program. It's a starter program in our diocese, and it's only started in November or late October when this idea flashed into my mind. And I asked our priest, my rector, if we could start this at 4 baptisms we had in November and December. And she agreed. And so that's how we got to where we are now. So I don't know how this would work in other languages. I actually think it would work rather well in Arabic, which is one language I know, in terms of having 2 matching consonants, but it's one of the best things about it is its name at this point. Sapling means young tree, and that's what we're all about. We're planting trees for all sacraments, the 4 baptisms or baptisms generally, confirmations, both to give trees to accompany the newly baptized or confirmed on their faith journeys, or at weddings, to mark a wedding, to mark the passing of a person, to memorialize a person, even for an ordination, to help that newly ordained person spread the word of planting trees or growing trees for special occasions. And it's not at this point part of the liturgy. What I did was to present the trees at the end of the ceremony or at the end of the service. And we have here on a picture of our oldest baptized person in December, and she's standing here with her sapling, which she and her father elected to wait to plant, because at that point in early December, we were really past our fall planting season for trees. But her grandmother told me just on Sunday that she did plant it in just recently in our spring planting season, and that it has leafed out and it's doing quite well. So my church, St. Dunstan's, is a very small church. It's right outside the District of Columbia in the state of Maryland. It's near American University, if any of you are familiar with that area. It lies in a wooded area on one side, and on the other side is quite a bit of property we're doing some stormwater remediation on at this point. And what you see in front of you is also a bike path, a popular bike path and hiking trail that used to be a railroad. And on the other side that you cannot see, it goes down to a creek and into the watershed, the Little Falls watershed, which flows into the Potomac River. And it's a lovely area. It's a disturbed forest. There's a lot of invasive plant species, even invasive animal species in the area, but it is, the whole area is lovely and ripe for environmental work, including tree planting and growing. As I said earlier, or alluded to, we are planting native species. So the 4 people who were baptized got trees, 2 maples, 1 magnolia, and 1 cedar. Those trees were raised by a member of the Little Falls Watershed Alliance, who potted them up and gave them to us to distribute. We have a growing relationship with the Watershed Alliance for a lot of our work. We have 2 planting seasons, so we're making people quite aware of those, that those are basically October, November in our area, and March and April. With each tree, I distributed care instructions so that people would know what to do with them, because people don't always know what to do with them. And that I think is absolutely critical. To me, this is a tremendous opportunity for churches who adopt this program to cooperate with local nonprofits, other local churches, because as Dennis said, some churches don't have land to plant on. And so we are actively looking for organizations who have public lands to plant trees on. Abbott and all the rest of us are. And also to find sources of trees. For us, it's been relatively easy because we're in the middle of the alliance, but we do need to find places to find trees, healthy saplings for free that people can use. And finally, as we go along, I want to make absolutely sure that we're documenting everything we do. I'm following up with these 4 people who or their families who receive trees to find out how the trees are doing, if we can be of assistance, if we can get pictures, and just know what's going on as we proceed. So that's where we are. As I said, it's a very new program, a very small program, but it is an example of the seed of a forest. So thank you for letting us participate, and I look forward to learning from the rest of you and finding out what's going on. Thank you.